on. It's been a long time.
Oh, hey, Hoishin. Long time no see. Fancy meeting you here. How's work these days?
Thanks to the help of people like you and colleagues like Ganyu, better all the time.
Yeah, I could see why somewhat. I could see why you said that the first line didn't hook you.
But I've been feeling distracted at work lately. I just feel constantly agitated.
Some note. What's up? What's
It's
good?
a long story. But my father, he's thinking of stepping down from the Tianshu position due to health issues.
Huh? What's wrong with Uncle Tian?
He has cancer. He's dying.
Nothing specifically. He's
Oh.
not unwell. He says he's just increasingly low on energy these days. He's always said, old age comes for us all in the end.
Hey man, no need to call.
Still, I just can't help but feel a little emotional watching it happen to him.
Hey man, old age is. You know what? Never mind.
Anyway, my father's currently on the second floor of Yangsheng Tea House. Why don't you come pay him a visit with me? He seems very fond of you too. I'm sure chatting with you will make him very happy.
Sure, let's go.
Calculated gambit. Very calculated. Are we gonna be gambling during this? I feel like we're gonna be gambling. You're not doing this quest because you're literally breaking your fingers playing rhythm games? Oh god. No, I'm not pulling for her. No.
Uncle Tian, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Hoishin, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea?
Bye-bye. And we'll never see her again.
I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your adventure stories.
The only other place I went to was freaking, what was it? Only other place I went to was Inazuma, but okay. Is everything okay?
Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry. I'm quite alright. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels.
Is this gonna be like an entire quest about old age?
I am
Like mortality?
still very
Oh
much
god.
in good standing as the Tianshu today. Nevertheless, I wish to pass on the position before my mental acuity begins to decline beyond redemption.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
I'm old? Why complaining? I'm not old!
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liyue Qixing. Historically speaking,
I am
the
just
Tianshu
fine, alright?
rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes, planning and giving advice. So a public selection process would not be suitable.
no democracy here.
We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces. So we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment. And
Okay,
appointment.
grandpa? Alright.
For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically
Why am I being
recommends
called
their
grandpa
candidate
by
of
my
choice,
fellow
which
Zoomers?
is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So in other words, you pick
I'm a
someone,
Zoomer too.
And then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every candidate myself. Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf
Oh, hi,
as
Yelan.
assessment officer. In fact, I believe you recently became acquainted with her yourself.
That's not my birthday.
Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
It's
No, it's not my birthday. You guys are gonna make the new chatters think it's my birthday. Oh my god.
Jackpot. Uncle Tian here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
What do you think?
I'm not really interested. Nah.
Makes sense. After all, whoever the next Tianshu is, it doesn't really make any difference to us. Still, Paimon's really curious to see which candidate.
Oh my god. She just
Let's go take a look.
All right then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tian, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
no.
Huh?
No.
Yelan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
It's not my birthday. Jesus Christ, it's not my birthday.
I'm
It's
not
literally
opposed to
not my
the
birthday.
idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been working together. So, how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
All right. Here's my prediction for this story. Yelan is going to find the 3 candidates, and like one of them is going to be a really bad person, and like another one is just gonna be like someone who's just like normally who's just too normal for the job or some shit, and then like the third one is gonna be like some epic, really cool person, but it is somehow
Equinox _ gifted a tier 1 sub 2's Greyx 101.
but somehow
This is their
gets
first gift sub in the
involved
channel.
with the bad person and like gets into trouble or some shit.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead.
Also, thank you, M Equinox, for the gifted sub. Thank you.
Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house.
Okay. No profit. It's
You're all set?
Uncle Tian seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
he's dying. He's dying.
Yeah.
Feels
Not
weak,
so
man.
much,
He's
but Uncle Tian
dying.
is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingbua, and Zhi.
Jianwei, Mingbua, and I forgot what the last one was.
Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingbua works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi is focused on study and travel.
Zhi? Is that how you say that? Damn, that's hard.
Try to
What
keep
the
all
fuck?
that in mind.
That's
Of
hard.
course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion in a short while.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve?
I can't remember how to pronounce that. What the
Let's
f-
leave that until we get to Yuehai Pavilion. All right, heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a
Oh,
change
kitty.
in the Qixing.
I heard kitty.
We can't
Or
afford
cat.
to miss anything, no
Or
matter
cat.
how small.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
Or cat. I heard cat. What the fuck? There's no cat. Aww. What the? What did I just hear? Okay. It was you meowing for Yelan. Okay, dude. No vanish here. Am I a cat person or dog person? I would say I'm both. But I've owned more dogs than cats. Actually, I've never had a cat, so I do want to try getting a cat though. Either a cat or a dog. When I move out eventually.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair.
Oh god, he's fucking spoiled and stuck up. All right, here's the first guy who sucks. All right,
I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
All right, well, here's the bad guy.
Oh,
Like I predicted.
I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Okay, he's not wrong, but this isn't something. It's not that deep. Getting a chair is not that deep, bro.
Come on. That's just... Now you're just being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged
He's never
to
worked in
stand up
customer
all
service?
day.
Yeah.
So why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Clearly, he's never had to stand up for an 8-hour shift.
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived.
It was those 3?
We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process.
Hello, Chichili.
I've split it into
Or
2
Ki-
stages. Current
yeah,
affairs and
Chichili?
planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Damn. Okay, wait, who's the one? Okay, there. So 2 of them are very.
Wow. One of them is really thick.
One of them is an
And
overachiever.
it's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event,
I'm
they
sorry,
will
but
not
every
be
time I hear
permitted
the
to
word.
change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues.
I'm sorry, but every time I hear the word manifesto, all I can think about is like some fucking white supremacist shooter who wants to write some like weird ass manifesto about like how much they fucking hate. They hate every single race and they want a race war.
There's still some time. Have
That
us
word
skim
has been
through,
ruined for me
get a
forever.
first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done.
Damn, I gotta read all of them? Okay, bro. The manifesto covers domestic affairs, foreign affairs, and checks and balances, all in great detail. Focus seems to be problem solving. It provides concise and clear solutions to various problems. It's so thick that you only have time to skim through it roughly. Okay, that's the big one. Can I sit? I can sit. People sit. I was on the far right. Mingbo's manifesto covers domestic affairs quite comprehensively, focusing on people's livelihoods. The core principle seems to be the greater good means a world that works for everyone. Okay. Manifesto addresses many commercial issues and provides some very penetrating analysis. His view seems to be that regulations and incentives are both indispensable. Huh. Okay. One is for the people, one is for like checks and balances, and another one is like for regulations.
Everyone took it very seriously.
I know the guy that was like talking about regulations, probably
Of course they
business
did.
boy.
They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants to have any regrets.
What did you think?
That's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Qianwei.
Oh? So you 2 are the assessment officers, are you?
Oh boy. What is he about to say?
I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing two entirely unfamiliar faces.
Yeah, sorry, buddy. You aren't important enough to see Lady Ningguang like that. Alright? Relax. You're not that guy.
I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind.
Humble yourself. Humble yourself,
Mind
buddy.
your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact.
Your communication skills, did you learn them from Cloud Retainer?
Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about.
Yeah.
With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward. Although I shouldn't get my hopes up.
Bro, you have some attitude problems. You already are not fit for the Tianshu position.
Is it my turn?
Yes. Please introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I've worked there for, 9 years,
Damn.
5 months, and 3 days.
What?
In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases.
You counted that? What?
I have
Wait.
12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days? My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely...
Is it just Paimon, or is he not very good at public speaking?
He can work on
You
that.
know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Maybe he's better at being a numbers guy. What the fuck was that manifest comment? It's just what I think every time I hear. That's just what I think of every time I hear the word manifesto. I'm sorry. It's just the truth.
What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Why do I feel like we're doing job You know what? We literally are doing job applications. We are literally the. Oh God.
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the
I
conclusion
will
of
pay
these
you
efforts.
bets to find a way to punch this snobby guy in the face. There has to be a way.
I'll find a way to punish him.
Of course.
Thank you for the
different problems can be
1500 bits,
interconnected
though.
In very complicated ways.
Thank you,
And you
Fartichoke.
might reach 2 very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're
Thank you
focusing
so
on.
much. It's a lot of bits.
What I've
Thank
tried
you.
to do is strike a balance. In other words,
Sheesh.
present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
Nice.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical, and he was just a pleasure to listen to.
I could say, man. Like I predicted, there's one like snobby, stuck-up rich dude. There's another person that's just a bit too underwhelming, and then there's one that's literally just perfect. So predictable. I agree.
Here's my take on what we just learned.
Uh-huh.
As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto which effectively target the big issues.
Yeah, but he's a fucking snob.
But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings. Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Shenwei are otherwise polar opposites. Minghua is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Maybe he would be better as a secretary or something.
Perfect summary. Paimon couldn't agree more. You're good at this, Yelan.
Last but not least, Jur-E. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat.
If this is gonna be a quest about analysis, I'm gonna be absolutely bored.
The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Jur-E take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest.
Great.
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tien.
This is gonna be the reception for this quest. I can tell will probably be like Ganyu's story quest. Because even though she's a great character, I know a lot of people complain about her story quest being way too boring. I liked Ganyu's quest. Hot take.
Catch the wind.
Hot take, but I thought Ganyu's quest was kind of fine. Yeah, my Ganyu stays benched. Yes. She will stay benched. In here? Oh, it's higher. Where am I going? Hello? Oh, God.
I see. Then it's more
Bro.
or less as I anticipated.
He's like rapidly deteriorating. He's already coughing. He's dead.
All right.
He's dead.
Then let me ask this. The ideas in Jur-E's manifesto are very similar.
Guys,
to
he's
your
dead.
own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
Oh, I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates.
Holy
For
paragraph.
fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now. Those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me. But Xin Wei went on to focus on his business, and Ming Bo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs.
Guys, he's dying.
Of all of them, Juri was with me for the longest duration.
Whoa. So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tien?
Chen Wei was referred to me by an old friend. Ming Bo came to my attention in the course of my work. As for Juri, I was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as
Fishing?
we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Juri came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young.
Oh my
But
God.
he was a gifted student and a fast learner.
Oh my God. They gave this guy protagonist syndrome. Jesus.
He
Okay.
reminded me of a younger version of myself. So I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got on.
He is literally a protagonist for his own anime.
Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see. But it also gets one thinking.
Thank you, Jupiter, for the 2 months. Welcome back.
The young are growing up, and I am growing old.
Old.
How time flies.
Old.
No one can escape the cycle of life.
Nah, I'm built different.
I don't know, Uncle Tien. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire and spend my days doing what old men like me
Play
should
golf.
be doing. Going fishing whenever I feel like it.
Hell no, that sounds boring. Actually, no, it sounds actually pretty relaxing. But the being old part is the worst part about it.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tian.
Oh, oops, all tapped.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation required.
Fish soup. I want soup.
Fish soup. Sounds tasty.
I want soup now.
Doesn't it?
I was watching food
Also,
videos with
some time ago,
with Celeste yesterday.
we purchased a very
I
special
wanted the food
recipe
so
from
bad.
an old fisherman. When we've been fishing recently, Jury always brings some extra ingredients he prepared in advance. The addition of these makes the soup taste even more
Mixed soup?
wonderful.
Yeah.
That flavor makes for a fond memory. But at my age, who knows how many more chances I have left to taste
Hey
it.
man, you're being very morbid right now.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
Paimon's gonna eat everything before he gets a chance, and then he's gonna kill over.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tian, we've reported back. Do you have a verdict?
I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment. Had you not asked me why Jury's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all other considerations and make your final decision only after a thorough review of each candidate's talents and capabilities. Remember, you must be thorough.
God damn it.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Ew. Why can't I just half-ass everything? This isn't a job for me. Why do I have to do this?
It's gonna be Jiri, right? His manifesto was written well, and he's the best speaker.
I'm sorry, I just can't look at the word manifesto ever again. I just keep going back to the white supremacist shooter shit. I'm sorry.
Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
Huh? So, are you gonna give them more tests or something?
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to get information through many different channels. For example...
Did I do the Perilous event? Yeah.
Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
Oh, what the fuck?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Damn, they look good. They look good.
Who are they? Where did they come from?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert
They got
who
the
gets his
drip.
information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
Uh-oh.
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Jiri?
What, are we gonna spy on?
Jiri, well, obviously is the most promising candidate.
Yeah, we're
We will be
investigating him.
investigating him ourselves.
He's too perfect. That's the problem.
Let's go to the docks first.
He's
Lots of
too
people passing through
perfect.
there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
Sus. He's too good. He's too good. A little suspicious. He's a little suspicious. Uh-oh.
What's Bly doing here today?
So scary.
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
I like that Bulleye is a recurring character, a returning character. I actually kind of like him.
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsetias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
No way.
Even so...
No way.
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead. And neither of us wants that.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life.
Isn't Second Life that one video game that's like that
Oh, what are you doing here?
Isn't Second Life that isn't there a game called Second Life? Wait a minute. I remember there being a game called Second Life. Oh yeah, there is. It's a virtual world video game. It's got 3.5 stars. Wait. Uh-oh. Oh fuck. It's got fucking 3.5 stars. It's...
And to be clear, these Sunsetias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
No ideas. Knock yourself out, buddy.
We want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family. He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too late. If I could hire him to be the brand ambassador for Wanyo Boutique...
He sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
No.
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you?
He borrowed he borrowed me his Lambo. He helped my grandma across the road.
In that case, the higher bidder takes the... that's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
Where?
Why'd he say he's like that? He's like, why don't we go talk to him?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as truthful as possible.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
Yeah, bro, he let me borrow his helicopter.
Let's walk and talk.
Goes on a date right now. Where is he going?
So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
He just started walking away. That's funny.
The truth is, an old friend of mine who likes to have a drink now and then. He fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Uh-huh. Not suspicious at all.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me.
It seems pretty fine. Unless this is code speak. Thinking.
Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
You wish Traveler could crouch outside a sneaky quest? True.
Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianchu yourself, are you?
You're accusing her of...
Maybe I am.
Huh?
Maybe I'm not.
No.
Okay. If I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys.
You can't just admit
You'll
that.
be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
Okay, that doesn't sound bad, but you can't just say that.
We will? Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
That's a conspiracy and a half. Oh, God. Ningguang wants to know your location. Paimon's always persuaded by food. I swear she would commit a crime if you told her that she was gonna get like a meal at the end of it. Her moral decisions are swayed by food.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes
Based.
sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers.
Based Paimon.
Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
The simple life pleasures, food and money. That's the only thing Paimon cares about.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Wait, why is this guy's voice different? We're here to ask you about someone.
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the Liyue Anglers
Oh.
Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone. We've heard about this young man called Juri, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
I already removed Basters. I added Based instead.
Whoa!
Cause Basters is too long.
Made up a whole fake identity without batting an eyelid.
Ah, yes, Juri. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah, it's a song.
Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be
What doesn't
phenomenally
kill you
successful
makes
one
you
day.
stronger.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why is that?
Uh-oh.
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about.
Is that
We're looking
it?
to recruit some new members, though. I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
Well, how the hell are I mean, this
That
doesn't really
sounds
matter.
Fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Why does this matter, though?
Sure thing. See you.
What? He sucks at fishing. What does this matter?
They meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Okay. Continue looking for clues.
Here
Come on,
to
this
buy
guy.
some fish? It's 300 for 1 or 3 for 1,000.
300 for 1 or 3 for 1,000. That's a fucking scam. That's... I forgot that this guy fucking scams people for the 3 for 1,000 deal.
You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research. We'd just like to ask a few questions.
Okay, that's very convincing, Yelan.
Wow, she switched identity again.
That surely exists.
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
Bro.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Jur-E who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know
Her
the
fake
guy.
identities.
I can tell you what I know.
Next thing you know, she's gonna go up to somebody and go like, "We're calling you to contact you about your extended car warranty."
I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name.
So he's still broke.
I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish.
Oh, he's poor.
It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
Damn.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him. That's all.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of my fish.
You are literally scamming people, but okay.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
Doesn't have a lot of
Based.
mora to his name. Okay, let's keep going.
I wonder. What about the kids? Do they have anything? No, they don't. What about this guy? No. This guy? No. Kitty. Hello? Anyone? What's up here? Oh.
Hey, it's you guys. Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you. What brings you to me?
Honored to
Truth
meet you.
is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Really? People said
Oh my
I
God.
know everything there is to know?
But of course, we also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
Damn.
Now she's lying to a kid.
It's a white lie. It's
So,
fine.
Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of Jur-E?
This kid's gonna remember this for like forever.
Sure have. You mean that
This is a
guy
core
all the
memory.
grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of jury. For example, I can't remember. Probably 'cause it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago.
Okay.
Before that, People always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him.
Huh.
Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Huh.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
So is he paying people off?
I'm not that great.
Are people paying? Is he paying people off to be kind to him or like speak highly of him?
Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people
That's probably why he's
I've
always
seen
broke.
before talking about Juri stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
Oh, definitely.
Great. So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
This is a core memory for this kid. He's gonna be the happiest kid when he get home.
To you?
I'm completely lost right now.
Strange? What was strange about it? Juri seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gao spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
He's paying people off, probably. Either paying people off or he's doing something to just bribe people to talk highly of him.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
Sudden? Too good to be true? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Juri's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person. Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Juri
Bribery for
has only
clout.
been happening within the last 2 or 3 months.
My guy paying for followers on Twitter.
His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor. None of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
When you put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Juri was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the mora to pay for a publicity campaign.
Really? Maybe he's working with someone.
Right. And that changes everything. It could mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu at Xixing.
Oh.
That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Bruh.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Juri about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan. Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues.
This is why you can't do investigation? Yeah.
Whoever is secretly helping Juri
My brain is too small for
must be
this.
seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment.
I mean, it's not that hard to follow.
We should be able to find some hints in Juri's manifesto on who we're dealing with.
But doing this in real time? No, thank you.
Let's get back to Yenshang Tea House.
It reminds me of like those escape rooms. I was always shit at them. I was always so bad at escape rooms because I can't read between the lines and investigate shit well. Hello, Just Pudding. You're not even paying attention? SMH. SMH. And you guys call yourself story fans. Not real readers. Can I get this? No. Boom, 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 boom. Remember that, dude? Have we ever actually been allowed to get in here? No, we've never been allowed to get in here. Remember this? Remember this person? Oh, hello? Why is she so rude to us? Oh. New ownership. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Yelan took over this. Wait, so he has new dialogue now. Not gonna escort me away? No idea what you're talking about? Uh-huh. Okay. Our new owner also hopes that more people will come to drink tea. As long as they behave, drink tea, and chat, they're welcome. Okay. Yeah, she was rude as fuck before. She's gaslighting us.
Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack. I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tien might think of Jur-E, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left
Yeah,
is not
cat
going to
or
be
cat.
immediately obvious.
I heard cat.
We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
Oh, there's a cat. Orange cat. Okay, check the manifesto carefully. Oh. Let me sit. People sit. Oh no, wrong area.
Not so far, but
Wrong area. People sit.
even though
What?
Yelan took half,
I was just sitting.
still a lot to get through. Well, we gotta start somewhere.
Read chapter C. Rock and Roads. Due to a variety of factors, sea storms have been stronger in recent years. Climate change. I suggest we set up a special patrol unit to deal with sea monsters. The fleet should consist of the following. Covers various issues related to coastal defense. Okay. Rock. Much of Leeway's folklore suggests that Rex Lapis left a great deal of wealth in the mountains of Leeway. However, due to obstacles hindering the excavation operation at the chasm, many projects have been called off. The workers of Blackcliff Forge have been idle near the Golden House for a long time now. They should be given first refusal if any suitable projects arise. Covers mining, tunnel construction, and ruin exploration. Okay. Roads. Treacherous terrain around. I don't want to say this. I'm gonna fuck this word up. Stone Warriors and Ching Pink. I fucked that word up. Never mind. Means that the area has weak transport links. The sheer mountain peaks are connected only by rope bridges. They are dangerous to walk on and wholly unsuited to the transportation of goods. These areas are rich in medicinal herbs and ore deposits. Building a road network around the mountains would be beneficial for everyone. Covers plans to build roads and bridges. Okay. Stop reading.
Oh, this reading is giving Paimon a headache.
Same.
Let's take a break.
All right, 3-hour break time. Ding dong. 3 minutes of reading, 3 hours of break.
First one back as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shanghua.
Yelan's little helper.
If you're back,
Why did she say that as if he was? She was like an.
finished investigating Tianwei, right?
Why did she say that as if he was like an elf?
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up my sleeve.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Tianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, and then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him.
The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Qianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult. But here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Qianwei's accounts are open to the public. Who he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all.
Oh, wait, that wouldn't be good. Because if it, no. Can't do that.
Often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets.
Oh, no.
He wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
Yeah.
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make mora, but instead...
It's to please his fucking ego.
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh? How come you're here?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills and am always one step ahead of the competition. Well, when you're the competition, at least.
He reminds me of someone.
You... Whatever. I'm not getting into
He
an
reminds
argument
me
with
of
you.
someone.
If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you. Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbwa.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbwa struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers.
Chatting.
But after a few days
I mean, surely he could...
you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him.
Yeah.
On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
I feel like that could... Yeah, just public speaking can still be worked on. It's fine.
Was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbwa at all exaggerated?
I don't believe so. Mingbwa is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the ministry often gets Mingbwa to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbwa gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
Monka.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
He's like the quiet kid who's always waiting to explode.
Like I said
Oh no.
before,
Oh
things
no.
are not always as they appear.
Ah, so that's what you meant by that.
So he'd be a better candidate.
I'm starting to get it now.
Thank you both. You're free to go now.
So he'd be the better candidate all along.
13 months, Poggers. That's like at least 2 more months than 7.
Thank you, Velmari, for the 13 months. Damn, 13 months, Pog. And thank you, West Mason, for the 13 months as well. Thank you both.
So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
Still have a bit left.
I like how all we did was
just immediate problems looking at the individual entries.
how did it's you know what?
The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Cheongshu Pool redevelopment plan.
What's that?
Cheongshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground.
Oh.
At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Cheongshu Pool.
Really,
A
Pog?
long time
Actually.
ago, with the approval of the Qixing, a mining team conducted an exploratory excavation there.
So, did they find any treasure?
None. The ruin was completely impenetrable. The only way they could have gone through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive. The technology wasn't mature enough at that time, so the excavation project was shut down and the treasure became a mere legend.
It would be light work for Klee.
Jur-E's manifesto focuses on solving problems, And this treasure hunt seems extremely risky.
Thank you, West Mason,
out
for
of
the
step with
5
the rest of his
gifted.
plans.
Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, thank you. You got the resub and the 5 gifted. Thank you so much, West Mason.
Still, this
It's a
one
lot of
fact
money.
alone
Thank you
doesn't
so
tell
much,
us
West Mason.
Everyone wants to get their hands on this
It's an
treasure.
OG right
the treasure
there.
hoarders, the Fatui, even local Liyue factions. Did you find anything?
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the manifesto?
The Rock. The Rock.
Oh yeah! Juri said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Juri wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Qingshu Pool.
We're getting much closer to the goal. Surely.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Juri's secret supporter?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any powerful factions at present. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, since the clues are pointing toward the Blackcliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
Don't we have a sword? Oh.
What about Juri? Is there another side to him too?
Don't we have a weapon called the Blackcliff? I forget if we do. I'm pretty sure there is a sword called the Blackcliff. I forget where it is. It's all over here. Holy. It's in Star Glitter. Ah. No, it's only the royal stuff. Ooh, and Kaya. And Kaya. Switches between Royal and Blackcliff. Which one's better, Royal or Blackcliff? Actually, they probably both do different things, so that doesn't really matter. And they're both different weapon sets.
This is the Blackcliff Forge. Let's look around for clues.
Blackcliff gives you crit rate? Oh yeah, that's actually pretty good. Nothing of note happened today. Nothing of note happened today. Payday. 3 new recruits joined. Can't believe people are willing to join us at a time like this when a newcomer is very skilled. He got made the team leader. Nothing of note happened today.
What's this? A diary?
Nothing of note happened today.
From the back, it looks like a ledger.
Nothing of note happened today.
Use it as a site log. We don't know who wrote it, but it's interesting, don't you think? These newcomers, who could have sent them?
You think they're suspicious?
Yes. Look, it says right there, one of them's already been promoted to team leader.
That's pretty quick, yeah.
At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find underground. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Juri recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place. No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with fake identities. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever move.
Crit damage, not crit rate?
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure. So, who's really behind all this?
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
This is very deep and intensive, but I guess this is her job.
Excuse us. We want to ask you about the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something?
Huh?
I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast.
Suspicious.
My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night. But they never let us join them. I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink at Wanmin Restaurant.
Oh, Wanmin Restaurant.
After work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while.
I wonder if we could talk
as
to.
As soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away. Hey, you're only young once, right? I say, if they can hack it, let them at it.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else.
I wonder.
Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in
Suspicious.
Liyue Harbor, huh?
Among Us. Among Us.
Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates.
I swear, my brain is absolutely ruined. Among Us has been a disaster for the entirety of my humor.
Good thing it rained
Every
today.
time I hear the
That means
word
they'll leave
suspicious
footprints.
or amongst
I doubt
or
they'd give
among
themselves
us,
away
I
bodies
literally
late,
just
but
think of Among
let's
Us.
follow them and try our luck.
All I could see is red sus. That is literally everything that I see anytime I hear those words. What about vent? I don't say the word vent too often, but yes, I think of vent as well. Saying Among Us is an intrusive thought.
Hurry, we gotta catch up.
Among Us lives in my head rent free.
These footprints are heading towards Liyue Harbor. Maybe we were wrong about them.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
I want it that way. They go this way? Does anyone even play Among Us? Yes. Actually, a lot of people are getting back into Among Us. I see many streamers playing Among Us.
Stop here. But, judging from the direction, I'm guessing their destination was that abandoned house.
Oop. What is this? Been a fight? Damn, we're scoring up. Working for a professional, but who? A fire. Something was burned not too long ago. Mud. A bamboo mat. Someone slept here. Oh, so it's just poor people camping out here. A fresh fruit pit in the pile of leaves. Someone was here recently, but you can't find any more clothes.
Looks like we were too late. This has gotta be where the newcomers rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished burning.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've gotta go back there sooner or later.
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point.
Based?
But it's mysteriously abandoned now.
Okay, you know what? I feel like, you know what? Expanding on the Among Us thought, I feel like these are just intrusive thoughts, actually. Because I see the word based and I think based. Based on what? And then I see like amongst, Among Us, suspicious, event, and I think of Among Us. These are just intrusive thoughts. I think internet culture has literally taken over my mind at this point. I will never be the same.
To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else to throw our investigation off course.
Darn! Guess this is where a trail runs cold.
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure out who's behind Jur-E. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
Huh? Wait, what? No way.
Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
I smell a very gentle fragrance. Who's wearing perfume?
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing but ice as far as the eye can see.
Says
Some
Naya?
people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor
The
that it leaves
Fatui?
behind.
Oh my lord. Why are they still doing shit here? Oh my fucking... They are not helping the people in the chasm at all. They are not... The people in the chasm are never going to be free. They're dead.
Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can plan our next move.
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
What? Are you good?
Who are you?
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague. I sent
Bro.
him to look into Jur-E's regular contacts. Since Jur-E likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea to ask around. I left him a note at Yenshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Blackcliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup. So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed.
Oh, man.
I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Jur-E before.
Yeah.
When the waves got so choppy, I ended up falling overboard.
Uh-oh.
Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Blackcliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could. Didn't even stop to change my clothes.
Ew, fishy, stinky.
Well, Uncle Tien said that Jur-E once bought a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
What? That's news to me. No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
So that I mean, even then, that's good info, because then that means he's like, he didn't actually fish with anything.
Interesting.
He's not actually fishing.
Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Yeah.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Fish soup.
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence. Well, any suggestions?
He's squishing. that boy running around in some soggy flip-flops. Send someone to tell them?
Not a bad idea. Upei, what do you think?
Honestly, I've already tried following Jur-E, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Groundwork?
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks he's about to win.
Sorry. Apologies.
Tomorrow morning,
Bless
I'll
me.
announce his victory at Yuehai Pavilion. Take a guess what you think he'll do next. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show.
The show? Huh? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Wait, what time is it? What time? Oh. I sounded like a fox there? Do not. Do not. Stop. I knew people were gonna say that. Alright, well, that song's getting stuck on my head for the next 3 hours. Oh shit, uh-oh. Okay, we're good.
It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates. And now, it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush, just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas.
She said his name was like,
and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people. Mingbo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough. And because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast,
man, he's just
Zhe
socially
is evenly
anxious.
balanced across the board and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue. After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Zhi to the Liyue Qixing.
What?
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my
Surely.
estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position.
Okay, dude, stop being
As
humble.
your competitor, I've become keenly aware of your great talents.
Yeah, okay, dude,
Would
relax.
either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future and taking on some of my workload?
Yeah, relax, buddy.
Have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing I want to be thinking about right now.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard and make Uncle Tian proud.
I will live up to the Tianshu name. On this, you have my word.
It's Mingbo.
I need to pack
Bring
my
him back.
things, and then I think
Justice.
a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
No.
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Zhi seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to follow him.
Hey, traveler, tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't?
A proper attitude.
If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no, if we get stuck here, we won't be able to leave.
Oh boy. Can we just be straight up with them?
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
He's like, I got chosen and won, so do y'all want to eat with me? Oh yeah.
Jury has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Imagine dining with the person who will literally beat you and everything.
Follow him, quickly.
So Zhi really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tian thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Who recommended him
Difficult to say.
to Uncle Tian?
Things should become a lot clearer when we find him.
The real question is, who the hell recommended him? As long as they're paying for the meal? Yeah. But what if they don't? What if they don't pay for the meal? Why are you even there?
I'm sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him.
What? How?
He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without being seen.
How the heck did he manage to shake Yelan's subordinates? I guess Zhi didn't let his guard down. Still as vigilant as ever.
This guy's a fucking master.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how he's wired. Perceptive enough to sense when he's being watched.
How?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tian himself. Evading detection is not an unusual skill for him to have. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tian, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine. So, where did you lose him?
Xinyue kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get close enough to check without blowing our cover.
Damn.
Figured that if we spooked him,
He bamboozled
we'd undo what
y'all.
we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest him there and then, but without any evidence, that would have been meaningless. So I stopped Dupe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Shinue Kiosk.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring out what he's trying to achieve. Let's go to Shinue Kiosk.
Okay. Surely he's inside of here, right? Surely.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to question him?
Okay, fair enough, but didn't you think it was just a little bit strange?
Well, maybe I did, but it
Well,
still
where is the
doesn't give me
bathroom
right
in
to
here?
stop him.
How did you... Okay, wait. How did you not notice him changing, though? This guy literally has... There's no bathroom here.
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question.
He's got a point, but not his job.
buy while he
True.
was here?
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
Oh.
A bottle of liquor?
It's poison.
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich flavor. Not something the average customer would order.
I've
This
been here
gentleman
for
ordered
too
it in
long.
person from us
Happy
a long
1
time
year.
ago. He was only here
Blinkies.
today to pick it up.
Thank you for the 1 year, the 12 months, Peace Sentinel. Welcome back. Welcome back. And thank you, Tenna, for the raid. Thank you. Welcome, Raiders. Welcome. I hope you had a very nice stream, Tenna. We're currently playing Yelan Story Quest. To be quite honest, it might not be the most exciting because it's a lot of just trailing. It's like FBI work. It's not the most exciting. But we're doing it anyways. Alright, thank you, Tenha. Hope you had a very nice stream. Welcome, Raiders. Get comfy. Have a nice chat. Do whatever. Not exciting, but she's got the armpit. Okay, dude. I might be snoozing, but armpit make me awake. I'm woke.
Liquor and wineware. I see. Let's go.
Where to?
Shigu Antiques.
Based. Very based. Very based. Story Quest. Bedge. Armpit. Woke.
Hey, Miss Lin Long. Sorry to bother you. Jur-E ordered a wanware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Jur-E's choice.
Wine.
Will you be able to show us the one he bought?
Jur-E picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item.
Do people actually spend their money on like buying expensive wine glasses?
Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Jur-E has taken one,
Or is that just
I'm
rich
afraid
people stuff?
I may encourage the price to go up a little.
Don't worry, price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But I'm just a little hazy on one thing. Did Jur-E's wineware set include wine glasses?
Rich people stuff. Honestly,
For this set, the wine
why not
glasses
drink
are
a share for the
sold
bottle?
separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4. Mr. Jur-E bought 2.
Okay. Thanks, Lin Long. Seems there's a little more to buying wineware.
Wine is a lifestyle.
We'll have to mull it over.
Gang, it's that lifestyle not for me then.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out any day now. All right, see you next time.
I still absolutely despise alcohol. Besides, like, what was that one?
A real headache.
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Fieldwork here to thank for being wholly incapable of tailing an ordinary civilian without being seen.
It's not like you did any better.
Sake? I'm not sure if it was sake. Was it sake that I liked? I forgot. I remember saying that I liked a specific alcohol that I tried before. It didn't have the taste of alcohol. It was very. It lacks the taste of alcohol. Like you could barely taste it. I forget.
My
I forgot
specialty
the name
is
of it
information
was.
trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility. What's your excuse?
Fair point.
These people are funny.
So has the plan failed? Oh,
Soju? Yeah, it was soju.
there's not much we can do. But why was he buying liquor at Shinue Kiosk anyway? To celebrate?
Actually, there's like one alcohol products that I was a little interested in because I saw somebody drinking what was it? Some lemonade. Alcoholic. I can't. Lemonade. Which one was it? Mike's Hard Lemonade? Yeah. Some people say that you could barely taste the alcohol inside of it. Which is interesting. I kind of want to try it, but I'm not sure.
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, Jur-E isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it did to his father.
Oh.
If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an expensive bottle of alcohol, let alone buy a pair of special wine glasses. No, this is a victory feast, held in honor of Jur-E's private sponsor. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status. Hence the need for expensive-looking wineware.
1 more month until the pretty cloud lets go.
Thank you, Chick-fil-A, for the 11 months. Welcome back. Just one more. One more.
Now, where might we find Fatui who match that description, I wonder?
Fatui officials. Should be either the Snezhnayan Embassy or the Northland Bank.
Have both locations surrounded.
Oh.
Take as many people as you need.
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move? If so, you can count me in.
Don't fuck it up.
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation. Jur-E may be vigilant, but that doesn't mean the same is true for his drinking buddy. In which case, we don't need to change tactics. Just change who we're following.
Great idea! So we just need to find out who Jur-E bought that liquor for and follow them instead!
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become a major diplomatic incident.
Okay.
I'm well aware. But don't you see? Jur-E is gambling everything on this. If we really want to catch him, we're going to have to accept a little risk ourselves. Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bases too. Anywhere else Jur-E might be going. I want eyes on those locations.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Jur-E may be a slippery character, but we'll keep a close watch on the movements of all Fatui officials.
I'll be waiting for you at the tea
So
house.
even the...
If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go and get ready. Then meet me at Yenshang Tea House.
Maybe don't get caught. Forehead. Just don't get caught. Maybe if they added sneak mechanics to the game, maybe they wouldn't have gotten caught. I don't know, dude.
Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the direction of Qingshu Pool.
Qingshu Pool?
That's so far, though.
Mentioned in his manifesto.
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Sensible choice, I'll give them that. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters. Most people wouldn't dream of going there. It's one place they won't need to worry about being seen.
Oh no, we gotta go get them!
Let's go. If my hunch is correct, we just might hit the jackpot this time.
You love how Paimon usually summarizes what we need to do? People hate that, though. People hate that about her the most. Why do I think this was this? Oh, it's because it's the Luhua pool. They're both pools, just different locations. I remember for the longest time, I didn't go here.
Full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me.
I remember for the longest time, I never approached this area at all. I think until like after AR-45 I got here.
There's been some work done on this place in the past, but it's a bit of a labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, this will be a much easier journey. Still, be ready to fight at any moment. Any resistance needs to be taken out quickly and quietly. We don't want to attract too much attention.
You haven't been here for a year? Same.
By the way, Yelan, where are your 3 little helpers at?
There are just some things where you just don't ever visit again because they're just useless.
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford to wait for them, but they'll join us later.
Like once you get the chest for these places, you don't visit them ever again. Unless you're going here for the aesthetic. Or maybe that. Maybe some materials, but like there are other places you could get them at. Don't remind you of the delivery event? How is everybody so bad at that event? That event was honestly the easiest event I've ever done. Ooh, I like how her thing shines when she's near enemies. Wait, is it really? Oh, that's cool. I wonder. Ooh, wrong character.
Busted. Gotcha.
This is a new one. This'll pack a punch.
Oz, reveal thyself.
As I expected, but this shouldn't be too much trouble.
Osu event tomorrow? Yeah, it's gonna be pretty pog. I'm actually probably... That event will be pretty pog. I haven't done this, I should link my Twitch account with Genshin. Automatically enable drops. What drops are there?
I see that? That's gotta be the Fatui ambassador here to meet Ji. Looks like he went through that door. That must be the emergency access route, right? Come on, let's hurry.
10 primos? That's it? Wow, that's actually trash, but it attracts viewers. I don't know. For 10 primos? I mean, unless those viewers are gonna stay for when I play other games, I don't know, man. 10 primos every 5 hours for every time you stream Genshin? Actually, that doesn't sound too bad. That is if I do like 10-hour streams every single day.
Punch is on. Got something for ya.
You could get the equivalent of one... you could get the equivalent of like one daily quest.
Witness the power of bwaap.
Things are about to get dicey.
Oh yeah. Might have used a little too much there. A bit overkill. I will not lie. I don't need the primos. Yes, I do. All right. I need to get to 100,000. It's too slow. These daily primos are not cutting it. All right. I'm chasing a bag right now.
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
Credit card? No. I refuse to spend money on Genshin Impact. Okay, don't drown. Will I ever pull? Eventually. TM. Soon. TM. Did I come from here? No.
Take it easy.
Hello, Eldox. Return of the 8-hour streams. Yeah. Yeah, maybe in like the next 300 business days. I could just go under here.
Yeah.
But I spend money on Valorant. 2 different games. Besides, Valorant has way more, technically way more content than Genshin ever will. I could spend 8 hours on Valorant easier than I can on Genshin Impact. Trust me. I'm lost. So we came down here. We're even buying Valorant skins. And Battle Pass. I wonder. Looks like a puzzle, actually.
No, my sword.
Why does it look like a puzzle? No, can't touch anything. Depends on which one you play the most. Well, I play Valorant the most right now.
Take it easy.
Clueless streamer. True. I wonder, is there anything over here? Let's check. Is this just for scenery? I'm checking. VOD watcher skipped 30 minutes? Going to McDonald's while I do the domain? Give me some fries and a McFlurry. I actually want McDonald's. I miss McDonald's. McDonald's. What's y'all? What do y'all usually order at McDonald's, huh? What is your best meal combination from McDonald's? I'm not sure what this is for. Hello? Yelan? Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, there's stairs. Okay, well, there should be a way around. Maybe up?
Take it easy.
There's no way to activate these. I don't think, actually. For now, at least. Okay, let's go back up then. Look at the bread bank. We sell bread. With these. Oh. Oh, that's what we get. Oh, that makes sense. A large double quarter pounder meal with 2 McChickens? Damn. You eating good.
The water's gone down. Hey, look! Is that another way through?
Oh, hey.
Red outlines your fate.
Oh, I'm stuck. On what? Hello? That's...
You're stuck now!
Oz, reveal thyself!
What's here? This can't be moved. This can be moved. Chest time. Seems like you could use her skill for movement. This is good, actually. Alright, I'm about to overkill the shit out of these dudes.
No, my sword.
Uh-oh.
Here comes the catch.
A bit overkill. Using her with Xingqiu is so fun. There's nothing here. Oh, wait, actually? Ah, chest. What's this? Uh-oh. Blocked by rocks. Are the constellations for the second dash? No, but I heard that her oh wait, she does have, yeah. She has a second dash with her first constellation. Oh boy. Okay.
The water's flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay. Now we should be able to move the statues.
Puzzle time. Puzzle time. Okay, so I'm guessing we just have to... Ah, I see. Okay.
Take it easy.
This should be good enough. That was easy. That was super easy. What am I getting stuck
We
on?
should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up.
Hi.
Busted. This is a new one. Ever seen one of these? Amp it up. Feel the beat.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Oh,
Dost thou wish to witness my...
You're stuck now!
Game's over. Quietly now.
easy clap. Have I tried to charge attack yet? Yeah. It's AoE. It's pretty cool.
Very fine liquor indeed. I'm impressed.
The finest of liquor.
Come on.
Yes.
After you, of course.
Yes. I only drink but the finest of alcohol. He died.
Sorry, that went down the wrong way. I've never drunk anything this strong before. It'll take me some getting used to.
You'll get there. If you want to stay friends with us, you have to drink with us.
I'll do my best.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass?
You could just see a lot behind the boxes.
I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning your teacher's soup.
Damn, wait, what? Wait.
Come on, another round. Less talking, more drinking.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning sends shivers down my spine. I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide away at home for a few days because I was so scared of getting caught.
Wait a minute, hold up.
I know it has not been easy for you, my friend.
Who?
We appreciate all your hard work.
You poisoned who?
But I have to say, you really are quite a genius at poisoning people. I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an imperceptible, slow-acting poison and came up with the idea of delivering it through fish soup.
Oh.
What was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the poison, and this process even makes the soup tastier as a result.
Oh.
How did you think of that?
Well, this isn't good.
It struck me one day when I was fishing. I'm lucky it did. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have been able to fool Uncle Tien.
Oh. Oh, fuck.
You have performed excellently. The Fatui will continue to provide the support you need to consolidate your position as Tien Shu. Of course, this is as long as you continue to do as we instruct. Aside from Qing Shu Pool, we also have some other requests for you, which we will inform you of in due course.
Don't worry.
Well,
whatever tasks you have for me, I will perform them diligently.
Sorry. 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 Yeah, he's dead.
Did you hear that? It was poison. That's why Uncle Tien hasn't been feeling well recently. It's all Jurye's doing. What a nasty guy. Seize him!
Hold on. Did you bring a camera?
Yeah.
If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture it for posterity.
That camera gonna make a loud ass noise though.
Excellent liquor.
Hmm.
We've seen no progress on the diplomatic front, and everyone has been eyeing up the treasure of Qingshu Pool. It's been a real headache for me.
What if he poisoned him?
Soon, everything will be taken care of, and I can report back on a successful mission. Thank you, Jurye. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey, do you still remember what I said to you?
How could I forget? You said a lowly commoner like me could never be seen as a serious candidate for the Tianshu, no matter how hard I work. The only way is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moment. I think you were absolutely right.
Yes. Under normal circumstances, the
Exposition.
gap between you and other people could only ever grow wider over time. Just look at your two competitors. Qian Wei had wealth. Ming Boa had reputation. But you had nothing. You were just another nobody. And that's why
He said no clout.
Pepe
point.
You know, there's an old saying in the
No clout.
Give a starving
No
dog
clout,
a
no money.
bone, and it'll guard your home for the rest of its life.
Yes. I cannot thank you enough for your generous support.
Peepo juice.
You know, the best thing about you.
Thank you, Sirius,
is
for
that
the
you
8
do as
months.
you're told without complaining. Hey, keep up the good work, and I can assure you, you'll never have to worry about Mora again. Heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui, you'll be able to throw your weight around as much as you want. How about that?
Uncle Gao said that Jur-E has low self-esteem. Seems he was right.
Hmm.
He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time, so the Fatui persuaded him that he should act while he can. Do you have any more film in the camera?
Plenty.
Then get ready to use it. Tonight's grand finale should be coming up any minute now. How well this goes for us depends on how Jur-E plays his hand.
Bro, I can hear her loud and clear. I swear, there's no way he doesn't. There's no way neither of them hear us.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up. I'm in a good mood today, and I'm gonna drink my fill. Make sure to get me home safely afterward.
Yeah, drink up, buddy. Yummy. It's poison.
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it, I can bring you some more next time.
Why was that? That gulp was comical. Goofy ass gulp. Yeah, it is poisoned.
What the?
Dead goo.
Jur-E, you poisoned my wine? But when?
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusuppa.
How could you?
How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting to prepare myself for this position. And in the end, I even had to poison my own teacher. You really think I'd put myself through all that just to become...
Premonition?
I don't want to bow down to anyone ever again. And that includes you.
Uh-oh, he's having his villain moment.
It's the Fatui who got you to where you are. Do you understand?
Uh-oh.
If I disappear with no explanation, the embassy will come after you. They'll get to the bottom of this. Mark my words.
Alright, this is where they write in the script, he laughs maniacally after watching him die.
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 undercover agents you sent to infiltrate the Black Cliff Forge.
What? What the fuck? Wait!
I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the explosives, the ruins will collapse, and everything will be buried.
What do you hope to?
He's having a Joker moment.
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence.
He's literally having a Joker moment.
At the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to join the dots. 2 missing person cases will become one as the truth gradually reveals itself. The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. Their plan was to blow through the solid floor tiles in the dead of night and seize the treasure of Qingshu Pool.
This is so cookie cutter, like, villain reveal. It's kind of corny.
But things didn't quite go to plan. Mistakes were made that led to the accidental deaths of the entire crew.
I swear, if he starts, like, maniacally laughing,
Faced
it's gonna be the
with
corniest quest of all time.
The embassy won't investigate this any further. In fact, they'll be only too happy to blame it all on a rogue operation by you. It explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest of the embassy of any liability. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me. When all of this comes to my attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to cancel the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan immediately. I guess then, I'll be Tianshu in my own right, with a clean record and well out of the Fatui's reach.
Don't disrespect Angel.
Jur-E, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? The Fatui has a record of everything. That includes the poison, all interactions between us, even my trip here tonight. After I die, they'll
Fire
come
physics.
looking, and they'll get to the bottom of this.
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the hands of your second in command, Theophan?
How do you know about that?
I'm sorry, this is so corny. Who wrote the scripts? It feels like a filler.
Because when you
I mean, it technically is because it's
I
a
also
story
made
quest,
contact
but
with your associates.
it's kind of
I have
corny.
Theophan to thank for providing me with the poison I used on you today. He'll help me tie up all
This
the
dialogue
loose
is like
ends.
so cookie cutter.
After all, your untimely demise comes with a few perks for him. He has been eyeing your position for a long time now.
That traitor! you!
We're putting like 7 coughs in there.
Relax. It's over. After tonight, everyone gets what they want. And anyone else in the know is either my accomplice or about to be taken out of the picture.
And we're just standing there watching. Well, it's not like we'd ever want to help them. They're part of the Fatui.
Sweet dreams, Mr. Yusupov.
Oh, never mind. Oh. Well, that works. Hey, where are we at? We're just not there. Oh. Hello.
I did a little surveying on the way here and found that you'd left yourself 3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself the effort. The game's up.
Baha! I have a secret trigger in my back pocket.
We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything. They came out pretty nicely. Want to see them?
The game's up? Forgive me, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to, Miss Yelan. I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them down from within. If it pleases you, Miss Yelan, I'd be only too happy to have you join me in investigating this matter.
Okay, dude.
This is how you wanna
Alright,
play it, huh?
surely.
Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as in Uncle Tien's.
Yeah, why would you poison Uncle Tien then?
Nothing else you wanted to add? Let's leave it there then. Time to go.
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. I should have been more careful. You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping myself out of sight, I forgot he was a potential liability. Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live up to the Tianshu name, and that much I can still guarantee.
No, bro, you're a criminal. You literally poisoned Uncle Tien. He's about to die. Why the fuck would we ever want you in the Tianshu?
Point being,
when I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, all of you here tonight can expect very generous treatment in the future.
Oh, so you want the Tianshu to become corrupt? Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I don't deny
Great deal.
that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my lowly origins, what other choice did I have?
you still don't get it, do you? Even now. What do you think?
What will Uncle Tien think? Uncle Tien has always trusted you.
Exactly. Jur-E, clever people can always come up with a good excuse. But while you might be able to get other people to believe you, you'll never be able to deceive yourself.
Damn.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but
Cutting
when
deep.
has Uncle Tien ever looked down on you? He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by poisoning him. Whatever positive goal you may have started out with, you threw it away in that moment.
True.
That's enough.
Speaking facts.
Of course.
Cutting
What
deep.
makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Uncle Tien was always going to give you this opportunity, even if you'd done nothing at all.
All the things she this is like all the she still has that anger boiled up from like not being able to convince Zhao.
Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most.
She's letting
So
off all
much
her
that he
steam
drank your
now.
fish soup without doubting you, not for 1 second.
That's enough. That's enough.
Bro crying.
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once, desperate to prove myself. Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan. But you have to keep calm to carry on.
Oh my god.
You're still young.
Why,
Be patient,
why
believe
did
in
that
yourself,
remind me of the keep calm and carry on posters
prove your value.
from like early 2010s?
Where's Jury these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh,
Prison time.
I almost forgot.
Prison time.
If the Fatui find out what happened today,
Tie him up.
Prison might not
Tie
turn out
him
to
up.
be the safest
Tie
place for
him
you.
up.
Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
What?
Huh?
Huh? What?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Yenshang Tea House tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then, there's someone I have to go and see.
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should leave this one to the professionals.
Okay.
Don't worry. As long as they're willing to cooperate, this'll be a straightforward deal. Get some rest. See you tomorrow.
Okay. Nice. I guess. Anything back here? Anything? Any loot? What if I just, what if I just, casually press the E button? Uh-oh. I expected a bigger boom than that. Come on now. Come on now. I don't think there's anything else. Actually, wait, over here. That was anticlimactic. All that fire for nothing.
Yeah.
Immersion. Wait. Okay. Surely we're almost finished. Uh oh. I think I fell off.
No poison left in
Baiju.
his system. But recovery from the damage already done will not happen overnight.
Dr. Baiju, is my father going to be...
You needn't worry
What
too
an...
much.
That's
Keep
unexpected.
taking the prescribed medicine.
I did not expect Baiju to be in this
And a
quest.
full recovery will take at most 2 to 3 years.
2 to 3.
It's good we caught it in time. A few days later, and the toxin would have built up in the internal organs. At that point, things would have been much more serious.
How did they successfully secure such a seldom seen poison? It seems the Fatui are extremely resourceful.
Aw.
Unfortunately for them, they were up against us.
Uncle Tian will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid overexerting yourself while you're recovering.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very
Wu Tao was staring from across. He was like, damn it. Wu Tao's like, damn it, what the fuck?
You're here too? Thank you for all you've done to resolve this situation.
Wu Tao probably has a secret rivalry
To
with
make some
Baizu.
tea in a moment. You simply have to try it.
You feeling any better?
Yes. The exhaustion seems to have gone. My mind is steadily getting clearer again.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue after all.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in here. The assessment process comes to an end.
Baizu
here,
come
Uncle
back.
Tian. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position.
It would be
But
nice.
Qianwei and Mingbo both have potential.
It would be nice to see Baizu more often.
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalties easily. I've always known this. But whenever it happens, it's still a dismal experience.
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tian not that surprised?
Don't underestimate Uncle Tian. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer if he hadn't had his doubts about Zhi.
Hope he shows up more.
Either you or High Pavilion
Honestly,
would be
yeah.
responsible for assessing the candidates. Isn't that right, Uncle Tian?
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreservedly. But I have to be responsible with the position of Tianshu. When I first met
Kitty.
Zhi, I wondered if he had approached me with a hidden agenda. So I secretly investigated.
Maybe 3.0, surely. Copium.
I concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. He just saw me as an ordinary fishing friend. In the end, even he changed. But when did it start?
What if this had never happened?
I never had any plans
What
to
if?
recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to compete on a level playing field. Family background and fame mean everything to many people, but I don't attach great importance to them. I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu. I relied on Ganyu's assistance.
Sumuru
in
and
all
Dendro
my
soon.
things. What I really admired
Unless
about
another
Zhi
delay.
was his intelligence and resilience.
Push back to next year.
I have to admit, he's a smart guy, and very cautious. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk, but Zhi was still extremely careful with the poisoning. He chose that specific liquor from Xinyue Kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison, and he chose to wait until the Fatui official was drunk and had his guard down before delivering it to him. He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of liquor went down, he'd shake the pot to release the poison from the compartment into the liquor. Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Zhi would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to take the antidote shortly afterwards.
Damn, he was very thorough.
Dangerous.
Yes. Had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences despite taking the antidote. He didn't hesitate to put himself in harm's way to achieve his goal.
Imagine Fontaine gets released instead? No, they would not do that.
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail cell. Like Yanfei says, everyone who breaks the law has to pay the price. Still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around to keep him safe from anything the Fatui might be planning.
A deal? Does this have to do with what you said to him when you arrested him?
Yes, Zhi's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinates as soon as I realized. But once the Fatui became involved...
So she's gonna use him for information from the Fatui.
I thought I might have the chance to catch a big fish.
Yeah.
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately, it slipped off the hook at the last second.
Huh.
Uncle Tian, Yelan, what are you talking about?
Who?
Doesn't understand.
Sus. Who?
Zhi colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way around, the Fatui made an attempt to interfere in the Tianshu selection process. With Yusupov in our hands and a statement from Zhi, we could afford to continue with a diplomatic offensive. Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophan, Yusupov's second-in-command. Then we'd have a pawn in the ranks of the Fatui. Things like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options.
So this is your real plan. The people in the chasm are never getting out. The Fatui members in the chasm are just... they're lost causes at this point.
Why else did you think I was investing so much time and effort into this case?
So, okay, well, did your plan succeed?
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on to Lady Ningguang. But when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone, along with all the evidence.
The Fatui must be spying on us. Otherwise, they'd never been able to respond so quickly.
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger Regrator got involved.
What? Wait. I just noticed. Wait, my fucking brain stopped autopiloting. Another Harbinger.
The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrator was only treating this as a peripheral concern. It's a pity that Theophan got away. But knowing which Harbingers are still looking at Liyue is something. It gives me a starting point for my next mission.
I have to ask, Yelan, do you have any desire to take over the position of Tianshu yourself? I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yanshang Tea House. In my estimation, you are more than competent.
Oh, that. I was obviously joking. I prefer my current life.
Regrator playable?
Excitement. Although it'd still be a behind the
That man
scenes
is not
role,
coming for like another
Tianshu
3 billion
wouldn't
years.
have the chance to get involved in anything truly clandestine or face any real danger.
We still have not dealt with Scaramouche yet, alright?
All right.
One at a
Time for
time.
me to go. I'm heading off again in a few days, and I still have to prepare.
Refrigerator?
Where are we off to this time?
As you might have guessed, it's for me to know and you to find out. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business all the time, you're sure to get caught up in another misadventure before too long.
Yeah, that's
Maybe I'll see
basically
you
how we
next
go.
time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot of people are watching you for a lot of reasons.
Monk.
If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tian. After the recent turn of events, I'd say he owes you one, wouldn't you?
Nice. It's over. So how did everyone like that quest?
What would you like to know?
Oh wait, we could actually ask him.
Something I've said to Jury, Qinwei, and Mingbo before is that while cunning and scheming are quite crucial, even more important than this is staying true to yourself. Jury and Ambassador Yusupov each saw each other as a means to an end.
Your
They
brain
thought
went
that if
pee
they
pee.
could just
Poof.
outsmart their opponent, they would emerge the final victor. And yet, in the eyes of Yelan and Regrator, they are but pawns in a much bigger game. Scheming is a
Regrator is
needless
Pantalone?
endeavor. If you
Is his
can't
code
cope
name?
with it, you're better off staying out of it. It gives you a much clearer view in any case. Everyone has self-interest, but you cannot let it be your master. So, don't fight over fleeting gains and losses. Rather, focus on the direction your heart is leading you, and keep moving forward.
Okay, Uncle Ira. Thank you for the advice.
What would you like to know? I first met Yelan when she was very young. Even back then, she was extremely tough, and she kept her cards close to her chest. An old friend of mine once privately commented to me that Yelan is always smiling, but never with her eyes. She is a very dangerous person. Something of an exaggeration in my view. At least, I know she would never hurt the people.
You found it boring when you did it yourself, but you liked watching me do it. I'm gonna be completely honest. If I had to do this quest alone, not on stream, I would honestly probably would have just like stopped midway through. This honestly probably would have been one of those quests that I just could not get through in one session.
What would you like to know? Regrator is the ninth of the Fatui Harbingers, though likely the first among them where wealth is concerned. However, his wealth is not a mere question of how much more he has to his name. He has a very unique understanding of wealth, and what he's planning may very well shake the world to its core. Beyond that, I don't have a lot of information about him. If you need to know more in the future, you can ask Ningguang.
This guy's about to shake up the economy. Oh no. He's gonna raise the gas prices.
As Yelan says, now that I'm on the mend, I should have another few years worth of work in me. During this time, I plan to gradually hand over my duties while mentoring some new candidates. Ha!
Gas.
Reminds me, Chen Wei and Ming Bo are still waiting downstairs. I must go and have a chat with them.
He's gonna introduce NFTs. Oh no! When they first reveal them, they're gonna be like, "Oh hey, we have an NFT now." Hey guys. Hey guys. By the way. Oh no. Okay, well, that's all the information we could get.